Need a good natural beat? Keep watching and learn how. Okay, to start, as usual, I'm using the Wet n Wild Kohl eyeliner pencil to carve out my brows in the shade 603A. I did my other brow off camera by an accident. Actually, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. I was actually trying to record this and do a live video on Instagram, and I was paying so much attention to the live that I forgot to press record on this video. But anyway, like always, I start like a ½ inch from the front of my brow and carve out the line following my natural arch, and then fill in the middle and fade it out to the front. Using this brush, I normally use a spoolie, but I don't know why I don't have a spoolie. This will work, but I'm just brushing and taming my brows because they were all over the place. I'm just trying to brush them in place. And then I went in with a baby wipe. Y'all know I use baby wipes and not makeup remover wipes to try to clean it up. I thought that the brow was a little harsh on the front part of it, so I tried to wipe some of it away. Mind you, you guys, I sped up this video as much as I could because I didn't want it to be too long. Using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Medium Tan Golden, I'm carving out my arch and just perfecting it. I use light, short strokes and start probably, I would say, another ½ inch from the front of my brow. Use light strokes, carve it out, get it as perfect as I can, and then I like to tap in the excess product, especially over my brow hairs that I wasn't able to shave away because we're quarantining, can't get to any of the hair stores or beauty supply stores to get anything. I'm in such need of a razor. Sorry guys, that was my baby in the background whining. But anyway, I just followed that arch and went in the tip of the brow in the front and connected it to there. And just tapping that product in as much as I can. That brow was fleeky, okay? I just couldn't get enough of it. Now, right here, I'm just fixing this one little part that was irritating me the whole time. I kept seeing, it was like a little space that just needed some product. And it was getting on my nerves. So I was trying to brush my hairs above it. Now, this is just a fluffy brush from Real Techniques. It's their RT300 brush. I was using that to just blend out the extra concealer, because this is going to be just a natural no shadow look, so you don't really need that much concealer on your lids, because then it'll start to crease. I think I even had more concealer than I needed. I went in like I was doing a regular like colorful eyeshadow look when I didn't even need as much product as I used. But anyway, this is where I'm doing the top of my brow. I like to use the side of the brush. It's much easier. I used to use the tip and it used to take me forever, but just gliding the side of the brush along your arch in the shape of your brow, it'll come out perfect. You just have to make sure you have enough product on your brush to last you all the way till you get to the tip of it, because you don't want it to be like towards the middle and then it dries up a little bit and then you have to start over. Then that's when your lines will be crooked. See that little part right there? Yeah, it's annoying me. I used the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer for the top of my brow, and that's in the shade Golden Honey. And using that same brush, I'm just buffing it out as much as I can. I want it to basically blend into my skin. I could not stop just brushing my brows. It was just like I had to tame those hairs. I used some duo glue to go over my brow hairs just to tame them. Also, it kind of enhances the hairs. You can do this if you want to. I don't recommend doing this for a natural beat. I just did it. But I don't recommend doing it. This is for like when you're going out and you're going to be dancing and you're going to be sweating, then you can do it. But like if this is just an everyday beat, you probably don't even need all that. You could just use a regular brow gel. But anyways, that is my Milani Soft Focus Glow. It's like a complexion enhancer. The shade is Bronze Glow. I'm using that under my foundation to give me that natural glow. And then going in with the LA Girl Orange Corrector, I wanted to correct under my eyes and above my lip. Above my lip is most important because I have like a little mustache, and because I can't shave my face, I have to cover my mustache. So if you guys have any hairs on your face that you want to cover, or any dark spots in your my complexion, use that orange LA Girl Pro Conceal corrector and it should work fine. I went over it with my e.l.f. Camo concealer just so when I put on my foundation it wouldn't show up raw like red and pink, because I didn't let it dry down. Normally I would let it dry down. The foundation that I'm using is a NARS foundation. It's their Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. The shade that I'm using is MD3. I love this foundation. It matches my skin tone so well. But I don't know if it's my corrector because I didn't let it dry down. It was giving me like a reddish undertone, but I honestly think that it was my corrector. I didn't let it dry down like I normally do. Then I just used a beauty blender and just went over my foundation just to like buff out any harsh lines from when I used the brush to blend it in. Going in straight under the eye with that same e.l.f. concealer, that 16-hour camo concealer. That's the shade Tan Neutral. I'm going right under my eyes with that. That is the lightest shade. That's not the lightest shade that I would use, but because this is a natural look, I didn't want to go too light, but I wanted my under eye to pop a little bit because it's been dark lately under there. And then right under there, I went in with that same Tarte, I always mess those words up. Tarte Shape Tape concealer that I use under my brow. I'm going right under the camo with it. The medium tan golden. I learned this trick from Kiki Adams, to just take the concealer and carve out your brow so that when you do blend it in, you don't accidentally mess up your brows. You already have it. You won't have to go that low and that far onto your brows, because before I used to like be blending out my concealer on my forehead and would be messing my darn brows up. Right here, I noticed that it was a little bit too much product, so I just was going in and tapping it away, boiling it away. Grabbing it with the brush and just putting the excess product in the center. If you notice, I started with the forehead first. I always do around my face and then do under my eyes because I want that under eye to dry down. Guys, understand that I made this video like extremely fast, so take your time. Don't be trying to like tap like I'm doing all extremely fast. I was literally not even going that fast. Then with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Rich Sand, I'm carving out my contour. Now, one thing I can say about this is it dries down so fast. So if you notice, I didn't carve out my nose, because I didn't want my nose to dry down all fast as I was blending out the rest of my face. Just tapping that and pressing that product in. Notice that I'm just tapping it in. I'm not buffing it in, like just tap it in. I always, some people don't, but I always carve out my jawline because I've put on a little bit of weight, so I'm trying to like snatch that face, make it look like I got a facelift. And there we go, working on those cheekbones. Take your time with this part because you want that line to stay straight. I was going in hard, but lightly tapping it at the same time. Like some parts I was going in hard and some parts I was just lightly tapping it in. But don't tap too much to the point where you tap away all the product. And then, like I did my foundation, just go in with a beauty blender and blend all those harsh lines out that are created between the contour and the highlight. Using my Fenty Pro filter and honey, I'm just carving out that jawline and making it more snatched. I'm putting this setting powder on there and I'm just going to let it sit while I do the rest of my face. But this is the only part of my face where I'm using that Fenty brand, because that's the color of it is, that's why I only use it right there, because it's really not light enough for my highlight. See, and now I'm going in with the same Tarte Shape Tape concealer that I use for my contour. I'm using it to carve out my nose. If you want to snatch the nose, make sure you pay attention to this. The closer you make these two lines together, the more snatched your nose is going to look. So be mindful of how small or how big you want your nose to be. And be careful when you're doing this, because you can easily make yourself have a nose that's crooked and make it look like you need a nose job. Then I just took a small little eyeshadow blending brush and just blended out that line. See, I skipped a lot of that part because it took me a long time to blend that out, because I was trying not to ruin those lines. Because if you ruin those lines, trust me, honey, trust me, your nose will be horrible. Now, this is the Luscious by Lynn No Shine setting powder that I'm using to go right in on under my eyes. I'm pressing that product in. I'm not letting it bake or anything. I'm pressing it right into there. And before I put the product in, I'm making sure I'm just blending out any creases. That's what you see me doing with that brush. But I am pressing that product, and that product melts right in it. And it makes everything just look so smooth and melted. Please get that setting powder. It's really a good setting powder. I used it for my lids as well, because your lids will crease regardless of however much concealer you use. So make sure you set the concealer. The only way your lids won't crease is if you're using that P. Louise Rumor base. That dries down well and it doesn't crease. But if you're using just any ordinary concealer, make sure you set it, especially for a natural beat. You want to make sure you set your lids, because it's not cute when you walking down the street or you talking to somebody and you look down and you got creases in your lid. But this is the same Luscious by Lynn setting powder. I'm just tapping it in. Now, I skipped that part, but I went in with this Black Radiance loose setting powder. It's in the shade Banana. Now, that is the setting powder that I wanted to sit and let that bake. It's a yellowy, it might not come off yellow on the camera. I think it's because of my background, but it's really a yellowy setting powder. I just wanted that to bring back some of the color in my face. Make sure you bring that setting powder up on your nose as close to that contour line as you can. That will also help to snatch that nose in. See what I'm doing? Adding a little bit of black eyeliner, my Wet n Wild black eyeliner. I'm putting the eyeliner on because I was putting lashes on, And I don't like the look of lashes without some type of liner on it, because it kind of blends in with the liner, so you can't really see that big chunky strip that the lashes is on. And then I just wanted to go in on my lashes and get that setting powder that fell off onto my lashes. I was just cleaning it off. Now, as you can see, I didn't put black liner under my eyes. I never do, because I think black liner is too harsh, especially since my skin complexion is the complexion that it is. So I'm using that same lip liner that I always use, that Wet n Wild lip liner. Actually, it's the lighter version of the one that I'm using for my eyebrows. I just went under my eyes with it, and then I cleaned it off and went and lined my lips. I go over my lip line just a little bit, and then I just rub my lips together and get the excess product on the bottom lip. I do want to get better with my lip liner though. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, because it wasn't giving me much. Now I'm just brushing away that powder that I was letting bake. I brushed it away on like literally every part of my face except for under my eye. I brushed it away and I patted it in. You'll see me blowing at my brush because I'm trying to get the excess powder off as I'm brushing it away. I don't normally brush away the setting powder that's under the contour, because I want to keep that line right there, but I brushed majority of it away. You can if you want, but I would recommend not going too harsh on it, because you don't want that line to disappear. You still want that nice cheekbone, high cheekbone effect. Just blending those colors in together. And then I took this Superstay Full Coverage. It's a powder foundation. It's in the shade Coconut 355. I just took that and dabbed it around my entire face to just blend everything in together and bring that color back into my face. Adding a little blush, my little Anastasia Beverly Hills blush. And this is where I add my highlight. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome highlight in 200. It's not really showing up that well on the camera, and I'm not really putting that much because this is a natural makeup look, so I didn't want to go in too harsh with it, but you'll be able to see soon, because once I spray my face down, I'm going to go in on top of that with another highlight shade. You can see a little bit on my nose. You see that? Yeah. I honestly think it is this background color is like messing up my lighting. My whole entire video, my lighting was like dark, then it was light, then it was, see right here, my lighting's horrible, then it comes back. See, I sprayed my face down with that Maybelline Master Fix, and before it dried all the way, I put in the extra highlighter, which was that Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in the shade 333B. I learned that trick from who did I learn it from? Somebody on YouTube I was watching, and I figured that trick out, and it really works. It makes your highlight pop even more. I've been loving this lipstick from Kiki Adams. This is her Pillow Talk lipstick. I thought that this was going to be glossy when I ordered it, but it's not matte, but it's not glossy yet. I can't explain. Like, it's more like a, I can't explain it. Just know it's not a gloss, but it's not a matte as well. It's in between the two. We'll make something up sooner than later. Putting on that lip gloss or lipstick, whatever you want to call it, took away some of my lip liner, so I just went back in and put more. Now it's time for lashes. Now, if you look closely, I tried to zoom in as much as I could. I basically put the lashes right on the eyeliner, like literally right on top of it. And if you notice, it blends right in seamlessly with it. Perfect. I use tweezers for one and then my hand for the other eye. I can't use tweezers for both eyes. Like, I can only use it like for the inner corner like I'm doing right here, but to put the lash like on my eye, I couldn't do it. And I'm just gonna fix my hair and be back to show you guys the finished look. There it goes. Yes, mamas. Cute, cute. And look at that hair. Like, my wig is laid, honey. Laid. Beat to the gods. Ready to go out.